Wcxo, Carlisle.
This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports. Since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors presents Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin' Sports is powered by Brett's Wildlife Lodge and Winery in Carlisle. Talkin' Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. McKendree University in Lebanon. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. Good Old Plant Land. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin' Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin' Sports. Rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio. It is we just left here last. It's a Monday again. Croc is over there. Al Crocker, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yes, indeed. If I didn't say it, we're in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio. It's nicely attired. What do you don't you think?
Very nice.
Very comfortable and all that. So it's time for Talking Sports. Al Crocker is here for scores and stuff, and then it's all about fishing, and we've got some baseball to talk, well, with him, and also later on the high school side with the Westland Warriors coach John Grunnert, who was a pro himself like you. We've got pros scattered throughout the county and more, don't we?
Yep, John's a great guy.
He is, and he's been a super coach over at Westland. So let's see. I guess we better get going. Oh, we do have the Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week as well, about at that halftime break. And it's off 2 scores and stuff, which is brought to you by Mideastern Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Carlisle, the hometown source for residential and commercial work. Did I skip anything? I got so excited, ready for another week of shows.
I hope not.
I almost skipped past my, see that
Oh, my gosh.
ledger there?
That's your notes?
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep. We're going to start with a little Clinton County League baseball, it began yesterday. I was going to go to Centralia, and then I actually got into doing some stuff, and I didn't make it. But there were 2 good games. One was rained out, Becky and G-Town. I guess they had some wet grounds at Beckamar. And Bartell's a 1-0 victory over Trenton. I understand it was Schaefer and Pep. Little Pep, Kurt, who a couple of southpaws who were tough. 1-0, man, that's good game. And then Centralia ousted Breeze 6-2. John Freck, he's about 38-39, closing in on 40. 8 innings again out he went. No big deal.
No big deal.
DJ Session launched a couple of round trippers. So the CCL season has begun. You've got some fond memories from that too, don't you, Croc?
They were short ones, but yes, I do.
Well, that's because you went off to the pros.
Well, I enjoyed it. I learned an awfully lot from the guys I was playing with. I was 15, so I was playing with Dwayne Zachary and Dick Kaler and Ron Thuvnen and that bunch of guys, and they were in their 20s, so I learned an awful lot from those boys.
On and off the field.
On and off.
Let's see, did Ron play, did he pitch and first?
No, first base.
Just first? No.
Yeah, softball pitcher.
Yeah, was he ever? Yeah, I saw him pitch a few times.
Zach was at short, and Dick was at third, and Curly Seifert was at second. Don Sopman caught.
Curly played second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Freddie Kaler was in the outfield. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Arnie Wabi was on that club.
Arnie did. See, I don't, but I sure remember his umpiring skill. He was, nope, went around it. Where was that, Arnie?
Yeah. Learned baseball the right way back in that day.
Arnie was one of the best. And I never, ever, ever knew. I knew he's a good guy and funny. He knew a lot of stuff, but I didn't know he had that kind of, until the induction ceremonies, the Hall of Fame over at, I think it was at Germantown that one night where they always have him. And he gave a speech just hilarious. I had no idea he had that in him. It was, I could listen to him all night. So the CCL, it's season number 74. 74. Next year, they're going to have a big shindig for 75.
They should.
They're going to have to do it up really right, which they've done before. I remember their 50th. I shouldn't remember their 50th, but I do. getting along in years.
Yes.
The Cardinals, the Redbirds grabbed a split with the Phillies. They beat the visitors 5-1 at Busch yesterday, and that, for the first time in 3, that was a ball game. That's how you play. They won 5-1. It was Jack Flaherty. What happened? Did everybody fall asleep in the dugout, and maybe Gertie didn't give him a little pinch there? 120 pitches. Yeah. Flaherty threw 120 pitches. Is he all right?
Yeah.
What went wrong there? How'd that happen?
I hope he's all right. Yeah, it was kind of amazing, wasn't it?
Hey, he could have won another inning.
It was like old-time baseball.
I know
they forgot about the pitch count.
Yeah, that was. They were so focused on. He did a super job. 7 2/3 there, just the 2 hits. Had that one long loft by Hoskins, and he parked that baby. But no, Flaherty was wonderful yesterday, and that's his first win. He deserved one earlier or so, but he got it. We'll see what happens in the follow-up story. Jordan Hicks. Here's what 104.2, 105, 104.3, 105.1, 103.7 is what that sign says. I don't know. I mean, do you believe that?
The most amazing thing about that was those were 2-seam fastballs. We talked to Evie last night, and
did you talk?
And those are 2-seamers. They're trying to teach him to throw a 4-seam, and if
if
he throws a 4-seam, that'll add a couple more mph to it. So he'll have to throw 106 or 7. Who knows?
Now this is under the StatCast system. It's been used 4 seasons now. I understand not that it makes a lot of difference, but I guess it's right out of the hands where that's timed, because it will slow down a little.
Right.
And still, though, but I've always wondered, since this went into effect, if it's because I've seen some printouts from a couple scouts where they say, no, it's not. Yeah. This is it's still really fast.
It depends on the guns. It used to be, depending on the radar gun that we carried around and used, you could get a couple mile an hour off just with 2 guys with different guns.
I'd seen that at Kaskaskia.
Sure.
I'd be standing by some scouts. There were about 3 of them. One would have 88, 186, 194.
Yeah.
And the one guy's, well, you throw out the high and take the one, and throw out the high and the low, and you go medium.
And
there.
indoor, outdoor made a difference.
Well, yeah.
But nope.
But anyway, he was
guy
fast.
Throws hard.
But he throws
Very
hard
hard.
though. And Flaherty had a super game, and O'Neill jacked another home run, so he's in the Hall of Fame. And he's my goodness, that guy's. Well, his dad was Mr. Canada bodybuilder.
Yeah. How can you keep kids like that on the farm? I mean, I'm having a little trouble here, trying to understand why we're not using them.
Only so much room, Croc.
Mm-hmm. And we're
just think
heavy.
how many guys when you played never got the chance with 16 teams and then 20 teams.
That's right.
I mean, they keep saying, hey, timing a little bit too. Michaelis goes tonight. He is perfect thus far. So everybody's happy in St. Louis. Wainwright's on the 60. Carlos Martinez. Will we see him again? Or are they? I don't hear. Are they kind of? I don't know. No news is. I'm not sure if that's good news or not. DeYoung's out. They do have a lot of. Yu Darvish finally won a game yesterday. So bless his heart. And he did pitch well for the Cubs, but. Again, 4 months left plus, but he's right at 5 still with his ERA, and that's one I wouldn't have signed, that's for sure. Rich Hill went on the DL. He just came off the DL.
Yeah,
it's too easy. They're too comfortable. They know they're coming back.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And this 10-day DL junk is just that. To be.
That's why college baseball is so enjoyable to watch.
I have to watch a little bit more of that over the next. It's almost College World Series time and all. I don't know if anybody from our region is in
They're not comfortable.
No.
The point is they're playing because they love it, and they're playing. I mean, there's no days off for them.
Right, and years ago, many years ago now, it's even changed a little bit more. Even in the bigs, I mean, you didn't want to get hurt. You wouldn't come out, someone take your place, and that's it.
No.
And it was to that effect a little bit, even 15 and 20 years ago. It's gotten worse, and this 10-day L has made it much more screwed up. It's Shohei.
Whitey Herzog was dead on. It's agents.
It is.
It's agents.
It's
also the game.
It's also the lack of beer and steak.
Oh, well, it
Eat
might
some
be something
steak
to
and
that.
drink
Hot
some
dogs,
beer.
Hot dogs, beer, and steak.
Cut out some of those weights. That's what I'm worried about O'Neill too. When's he going to pull his whole body? You know, Jack Clark was natural, and he had those. I mean, he was so muscular. You can get too muscular for baseball. It's simple. Shohei Ohtani, 7 2/3 yesterday.
He's fun to watch.
He is. I've started the fan club in the Midwest for him.
There you go.
I like that. It's
That Hoffman?
I haven't went public with it yet.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I'm waiting to see if he flames out before. No, I don't think he will. But it's good. He's a breath of fresh air. 321 now, 6-17, and just 84 at bats. And he's 4-1 with a 3.35 ERA on the mound. That'll do it. That will do it. Now they want him in the home run derby, of course, because he's a.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I agree with you.
Trevor Richards lost yesterday with I love these minor league, the New Orleans Baby Cakes.
Oh yeah.
And he's 2-1 down there. ERA at 2. And he had a real good game yesterday. Just 2 earned runs in 6 innings.
Yeah, needed a little support was all.
Yeah. He'll be back. He shall return. I hope though. I think the Fish come to St. Louis in June at some point.
I couldn't tell you.
That will probably. I'm sure it's their only visit if they. But big weekend at Busch for my guys, Croc. The 1968 National League champion Cardinals, one of my teams. And I put a little deal up on Facebook, which got a little response. I just posted the picture of the 9+ red on Twitter and got a lot of. But anyway, you know, with Brock, Flood, Maris, Shannon Maxey, Julio Cepeda, McCarver, Gibson, just those alone, would anybody, of course, as you would, feel free to, would anybody off this team dent that starting lineup?
No.
Anybody?
No.
No. Nope. Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope. Nope.
And I did hear Gibby say that was his favorite ball club of all time.
Did he?
Yeah.
Just came up a little short
Yeah.
to the Tigers in the World Series. Kurt Flood, if he did it, it was a difficult misjudge. He was one of the greatest center fielders ever. Second to Willie in that era.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't even know about him because of Willie.
Because of Willie.
Because of Willie.
Yeah.
Hockey. The Las Vegas, well, just the Vegas. The Golden Knights are on their way to the Stanley Cup Finals in their initial year. Although the Blues did that, a little different circumstances because they bunched all the teams, the expansion in one division. But they were very good. They lost 4 in a row all the time, but they always gave the
What's
other.
their name? The Golden Knights?
Golden Knights.
I thought that was a drum and bugle corps over at Belleville.
Which is kind of silly. They should have given. You know what? Everybody thought they should have given it a name related to gambling, of course. And you know what the NHL said? Well, no, we don't want them to be associated with Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You're playing in Las Vegas. Sin City is the capital. You don't want. Anyway, they went with that. But that's great. Although I told you last week I was actually pulling for the Winnipeg Jets because that's hockey country.
Oh, okay.
I got nothing against Vegas.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. But
right.
I was the Jets. They lost their team years ago. They got stripped away because all of a sudden they were too small and didn't, all this garbage. They shouldn't have ever lost their team. They got it back. Those people up there are mad about the sport, and they got in the Final Four. And but now since they're gone, I have nothing against Vegas. So, but I thought it would have been really cool. Stanley Cup Finals. I don't know. I've made my thoughts known on this, Al. Would you ever hire? This has to do with the NBA and the Milwaukee Bucks. So, and that if it were ever to happen, it would happen in basketball, where a woman would be a coach, because it basically is the same game. But it's softball to baseball. They don't play football. They don't. Would you hire? The Bucks interviewed Becky Hammon. She's a longtime assistant coach down at San Antonio, WNBA star, all this stuff. I think they did it mostly for show. Would you bring a woman on board as a head coach of an NBA team? I would never, ever, myself. Of course, I took some grief over this, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, you probably shouldn't ask me anything about the NBA. I mean, I have no idea.
Would you hire if there was a qualified woman to?
Probably.
Would you?
Sure.
I never would. I don't think it would work out.
If she was qualified.
I don't.
I mean, yeah. How would that work? I wonder. How would you?
I
the players don't listen. Here's my point.
Exactly. That's just one of them.
The players don't listen to the coaches now.
No.
Male or female.
No.
So what would the difference be?
Well, they wouldn't listen.
I
to
mean,
her
the
at all.
coach doesn't make the.
She's fine in the assistant's role.
$28 million.
Yeah.
But I mean,
In particular, the NBA players in NFL, they don't. They're in their own. NBA's probably worse.
Huh.
I mean, they're in their own. It's not going to. It will. No, it probably will happen at some point. If it does, it'll be in the NBA. But I would never do it.
I mean, the gals are tremendous athletes. I mean,
sure,
yeah.
That's.
I mean, I was watching the collegiate softball.
I watched a little of that.
Softball. I'm gonna tell you what. Now you talk about some athletes and fun stuff to watch.
Who was that?
They play a game.
Was it Reggie Jackson years ago and Johnny Carson, who faced a couple of those gals who were pitching? Was it Reggie?
And tried to hit that
at 46 feet, is it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Of course, he'd never done it from there.
68, 70 mile an hour at 40 feet.
Oh no, they're great athletes. I watched a little college softball and so forth. Just wouldn't hire a
no, it's out of place.
Coach.
Wrong deal there.
Johnny Manziel, he's heading to Canada.
Oh, good.
Go Johnny, go. Justified. Did you catch any of that?
I did catch that, and I've talked to a couple avid horse racing fans since. And
well, you were big in the horse thing.
Yeah, so. And I told them, I said, that horse will never get the accolades he should get for winning that race. A horse that runs hooked up for that length of time and still has enough left to win. I mean, that is a super horse. That was unbelievable. On and off track to boot.
The mud and the blood and the beer. Yeah, it was. And actually, there might have been some beer on that track with those crazies out there, but it was mud and fog, and it was hard to tell who won.
That was really rough.
What was it?
Great ride. Mike Smith put a great ride on him.
Yeah, Smith and then
Baffert.
Yeah. I mean, not too big on him.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do. Triple Crown.
Maybe. I said no, but they'll try to put some closers in there. They'll have a rabbit or two they'll send out, try to kill him off, and then have a closer win it. But he showed Saturday.
But did you think he would not win it before the Derby, or even?
I didn't know about. I really didn't know, and
I would always bet against.
Yeah, I didn't pay a lot of attention, but I checked in at the Derby and was impressed with that run, and I was even more impressed this past weekend. He could win it all.
As just a common fan, it just doesn't seem like I heard as much about the Derby or anything this year. I don't know. Like he didn't have as much competition, possibly. We'll find out in race number 3. So Belmont's happy; they'll have a heck of a crowd there now.
They will have a big crowd, big crowd.
Kevin Harvick won at NASCAR. This is third race in a row technically, but it doesn't really count for their. But you know what? It doesn't really matter because he got $1 million for winning that exhibition race. $1 million, million square. And he's won 6 of the 13 races this year since Daytona 500. I used to say, and I still do to some degree, the car's the star, but there are certain guys who just win. They must be pretty good.
The teams behind them. I mean, you always go back to the owner and the teams. I mean, they get the best teams. These car owners assemble the best teams that they can assemble, and it always shows.
Aaron Wise won on the AT&T. Well, he won the AT&T Byron Nelson area. Somebody I can never. She wins all the time, but Kingsmill, she won 3-way playoff, whatever her name is. She's from Thailand, man. I can't. I should get to know it one of these days because she wins about 5 times a year. And Miguel Angel Jimenez claimed the region's tradition. Angel used to be Angel until 5 years ago. Now everybody says Angel. Angel.
Yeah, he didn't want to be called that anymore.
No, he didn't. He changed his name. It's his name. He can change it.
Yes.
But I don't get it. Although Notmar used to be Nutmar for hundreds of years.
Yes, it did.
And it evolved somehow to Notmar in my youth. All of a sudden I woke up one day and they're calling me Notmar.
We thought there was 2 families.
So it does happen.
We thought
so
there was the Nutmar and the Notmar. I said, now which one is this? Is this the Nutmar or Notmar? I said, well, they're the same.
So I take everything back about him.
There you go.
We didn't make the change. Somebody else did, though. Probably some radio guy.
Probably.
And it stuck. Probably the first time I got in trouble through the etchings and on the Centralia radio.
There you go.
Hey, they called me Notmar, and they also said I got in trouble. Can't be me. All right. We got to go. That was Scores and Stuff brought to you by Mid-Eastern Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Carlisle, the hometown source for residential and commercial work. We're going to zip right back for Fishing Talk. Stay tuned.
Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports. Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
Nordyke Funeral Home is thinking about your future and offers secure, pre-planned funeral arrangements, relieving the emotional burden for those you love, allowing you to express your own wishes, and assures peace of mind with financial concerns when your family needs it the most. Nordyke Funeral Home has 5 locations in Albers, Aveston, Breeze, New Baden, and now Carlisle. Visit NordykeFuneralHome.com or call 588-3533. Striving to earn your family's confidence and trust, Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Hello. Rip in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio, as is Al Crocker. He just did scores and stuff with me. We partnered for that. We're going to get to fishing, and again, the back half hour. The last 15 or so is Western Warriors baseball coach John Grunnert. Their season was closed out last Wednesday. In fact, everybody's done here, baseball, softball, except the Central Cougars. They're playing tomorrow. More on that later on. And, of course, a little track and field going on, too. Okay, let's go onward. Al Crocker, of course, still on the Johnson & Jewelers guest mic, and it's all for he is indeed the host of Let's Talk Fishing in the Outdoors. We want to get that plug in, Al. So when can that be heard here? About 24/7?
I think it's on four or 5 times a week here.
Thursday, maybe Friday, Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's also one of the big shots in charge of the somewhat. You're in that huge cluster in that group there. The 10th annual.
Yeah, I'm one of Trent Purcell's volunteers. I'm one of his crew.
Okay. Trent Purcell and you and Spanky Smith and Jay Miller and
me and
Scott
the Hall
Stewart.
of Fame officials down there.
All right. Well, the IHSA State Bass Fishing Tournament, it is all pocketed in the ledger now, and I would take it was a success, right?
It was terrific. It was terrific. Weather gave us a break. We got all of the boats out, got them all back in. Everybody's safe. We didn't have to deal with the big waves, the lightning. We didn't have to deal with the weather, and over half of the field caught fish. We had 7 of the teams actually caught the limit both days. And, the bass fishing on Carlisle's picking up a little bit, which is really a good sign. It's been really bad for several years.
Now, and on the weather, though, how did that start out there? Was there – you mean it didn't interfere at all?
No, it was cloudy.
Great.
It was cloudy. We sent them out. It was raining a little bit.
You never had to get them back.
No, you can put the rain gear on and – and it's not a problem.
That's fine.
The lightning is the problem.
Yeah, I didn't know if we.
Yeah, we got by all that, and Saturday was just beautiful. Saturday was just beautiful. We had a big crowd at the weigh-in, and we want to congratulate the boys from Pinckneyville, the Panthers. I tell you what,
Panthers.
They got right in there. Farmington number 1 was 2nd. St. Charles North was 3rd. Antioch was 4th. And Redbud was 5th. Congratulations to the guys from Redbud.
Those Musketeers. And Pinckneyville, they were the most consistent. They were 2nd after day 1.
They would. Scott Krieger and they send Kyle and Dalton Pyatt They got on those fish. I talked to him briefly. I'll have him on the show this next week. But, they got on them Friday, and they stayed on them, and they were there Saturday when they went back, and that's how you win bass tournaments.
Good for deep southern Illinois there. And they were second 3 years ago.
Right.
I say Pinckneyville was.
I think that's right.
And,
that's right.
But so Pinckneyville, Farmington, and St. Charles North.
They always say, Rip, they say, well, you have that thing down at Carlisle, and it favors the teams from the South. And year after year, you have schools like Farmington and St. Charles and Antioch.
They're trying to steal
Chatham,
this.
Rochelle, New Lenox, Stillman Valley. They all come down and catch fish. So, that you can pretty much dispel
They're
that.
just trying to swipe that baby from Carlisle.
I don't think it's going to happen. This
I would
was
hope
the
not.
10th anniversary, and Corps of Engineers, City of Carlisle, the volunteers, the FLW comes in. We have them every year, and they run a professional tournament. It's really a neat thing.
So you got another hat from them.
I've got lots of hats from them.
I sure do like the way they look. Let's see. Rochelle was first after day one. They dropped off to seventh. So, they hung around there. Heron, another Southern Illinois team, wasn't too far down the line. Highland 13th. I'm sure you spoke with John Rinderer, the coach. And
they just couldn't get anything going. I talked to him during the days, those 2 days. They'd catch a couple fish. They couldn't catch anything of any size, and he were kind of dumbfounded, which is unusual for them. They can normally find them. The Teotopoulos boys, they're a terrific bunch of fishermen.
That doesn't surprise me.
They couldn't find them either. They were 25th. Troy was 29th. Centralia, Drew Waking and Hunter Martin, Chase Rowcliffe, 33rd. You would have thought that right here at home, they might have gotten on the fish, but that just shows you how tough it was.
Mount Vernon was far down the line in this one.
Yeah.
And how many teams again? Around 60?
Well, we had 66 boats teams that we sent out, and this year we had 6 of what we call the Unified, which is our special needs kids. And as I told you off the air, every year somebody catches my attention and then absolutely tugs at my heartstrings. And this year it was a young man named Carter Schott from Orland Park, Sandburg. He's there in his little motorized chair and had his fishing jersey on, and he was eating it up. And his parents took him down. He was catching a few crappie while the tournament was going on, but he loved to talk and he loved to fish even more. And I'm going to hook up with him somewhere down the road.
So he was even fishing while while he was in his break time.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. What a neat kid! This tournament. What a wonderful idea this was in the beginning, and it's turned out to be something really, really special.
Yeah, that's great. And but Centralia, I guess that's pretty much the with Centralia, Highland, Mount Vernon. We named the other. That was the loop of the area bunch, right?
That's right. We pretty much got everybody from down here that qualified.
Buffalo Grove, they won it last season, and they were in
27th.
Yeah, they slipped from round 1 to round 2 there. From 20 to 27 there, but
that's bass fishing. I'm telling you, it's.
I was just checking, and that would be nobody's repeated in the 10-year history now.
No,
that's pretty cool. 10 different winners, and we've had one now from 3 from without 3 from Southern Illinois, Frankfort, the Redbirds, Highland, and then Elkville, Alvarado. Not too bad, huh?
And Pinckneyville.
Now. Yep. Yeah. So 4 out of 10 from the good part of the state, right, Croc?
Right.
The good part of the state.
That's right.
Okay.
The southern thirds, where that's what we're concerned with.
And you were always concerned, which you should be, with the weather, and that didn't come into play. What was last year? Last year was was delayed a month, maybe.
Yeah, we have every year.
But what was it like when you finally went out there for the actual 2-day event? Was it okay, or
this year?
No, last year.
Oh, last year.
Once you got,
it had settled down. It had settled down some, but it was so hot. When you back it up, then you got to deal with the heat. But this year was, I'll tell you, the SDA boys brought their big weather van, set it up down there. We had constant eyes on the weather.
Really?
Oh yeah, they got a wonderful unit. They bring and set up there, and It's like having your own weather station right there with you. So they keep us appraised of whatever's going on, and we know exactly. And we had to hustle right there at the end.
Did you?
On Saturday. We were
I was over
moving pretty quick.
For, St. Louis, the Cardinals, I was listening. They got deluged.
Yeah, I was down there helping get the boats
stuff
out. Yeah, and they kept giving me updates and said you get 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and quite frankly, then at around 4:30 or whenever it was supposed to hit, it kind of split.
Well, that's what
kind of split and went around us.
Breeze, I was there for softball, and I think the main split came after that, but it sure didn't. They just got brushed by it. It looked like it was going to be really bad.
Right.
I mean, they were able to play after that. So.
Yeah, that's always our concern, and Kirk Gibson and the crew from the IHSA do a great job. We're so lucky to have them here at Carlisle, and I would say they'll probably be here for a long time.
I would think so. I would think so, and I would hope so. We need something like that down here. But the biggest haul was made by was it Stillman Valley? Yes, I do believe, right? Pierce Narr of Stillman Valley, almost 5 pounds.
Almost 5 pounds. And
450. Wow.
Right. And big fish, and it's going to get better. We had a lot of 2-pound bass caught. A lot of 2-pound bass that are really healthy, which is for us indicates that it's going to get good. We get a good spawn this year. They're going to do some stocking this year.
But is that about the norm?
We'll bring this
2-pounders.
Yeah, it was this year. A lot of 1.5-pound, 2-pound bass. But this lake's been really bad now for 4 or 5 years. I mean, it's just been it should take 25, 30, 35 pounds to win this thing in 2 days. And it's been 4 years, I guess, since we were in the 20s. You might have it there. I don't, but I mean the weight itself.
I have total weight for Pinckneyville. It's basically 17.5.
2 days, right?
Yeah.
Right. And that should be actually double that. Okay. I mean, if the lake was back to where it was when it was good, that weight would be 30 pounds in that vicinity. I can remember winning weights of 27, 23. We just had a bad run here with the lake and the bass. Now, the crappie's just the opposite. Crappie fishing is unbelievable here right now.
It was twin figures there all the way down to number 12, and then it started to fall and pretty quickly.
Right.
Fell off there, but that's good. It sounds like everybody had a great time, especially the kids, which is what really matters. And the awards ceremonies again without a hitch, and they did it right. Had them up on the podium and so forth.
Had them up on the stage, and they get to interview them and talk about catching their fish, and it's a lot of pictures and a lot of smiles and big-eyed kids.
Yeah, and a decent number of parents and other fans there.
There were. I'm guessing 400 or 500 people were there Saturday evening. It was a nice big crowd.
That's good. Unified and all. So they really a special deal for them too. So, but the state officials all pleased again. And
nothing but good complimentary remarks about the staff with the city and our Corps of Engineers. I say that all the time. I mean, they know how to pull it off. They're pros in every way. They can get it done.
I know in the past you've had some out-of-state associations, like the Illinois High School Association, there to see if any this year.
Oh yeah. We always
because they're thinking about starting it in their state.
We talked about that. I was on a couple of interviews and talked about the fact that we were the first. 10 years ago, Illinois was the first.
First with March Madness too.
First to do this.
Yeah, I know.
And other states now have followed, and there's 30 some of them, I believe, now that
there are.
Yeah, that have high school bass tournaments.
Arkansas, Arkansas, that has to be one of them.
They were one of them.
Missouri.
Yeah, we used to have them come in. We had them come in from Tennessee and Georgia. They'd come up here and watch it and see how it worked.
And, man, that's really ballooned in a hurry.
Yeah,
though.
It has. Well, collegiate bass fishing. You hear me talk to John Render and the coach over at McKendree and Greenville College, and I mean, they're on the road right now. They're going to Pickwick. They're going down to Tennessee, and then
Pickwick?
And they're going to leave there.
That's fishing territory.
Yeah,
Pickwick?
They're going to leave there, I think, and go straight to Texas, I think. They're on the road for 2 weeks fishing right now.
Wow.
But, it's big industry. And these high school kids, get to qualify. I mean, a lot of them are going to get fishing scholarships, which we never ever thought would happen.
No, I have to admit. Do we have anybody over at McKendree from our near area?
Well, we have the winner. We have the winner from Father McGivney 2 years ago. Yes. That young man fishes for the McKendree bass fishing team.
He was the whole
How
Father
cool is that?
McGivney.
He was the team.
The whole McGivney team.
He was. Yeah.
Kind of like LeBron with the Cavaliers. He's the only guy.
If you say so.
He's what is he, a freshman or sophomore over there?
He ought to be a sophomore.
That was 2 years ago?
He's probably a sophomore or junior this year. But yeah.
Great. So anyway, they had a good weekend. It all worked out well for them. Yeah, you always worry about the weather constantly. Although you can't. I mean, you have to keep track of it. You got to push on with everything else to make sure it goes smoothly. You can't do anything about that stuff, but as much as you like. And it's all clear. You didn't make a mess or anything. Is it all cleaned up?
It's all cleaned up. You wouldn't even know we were there.
Yeah, I can imagine. I guess I got to get back out there sometime, don't I?
Yeah.
I have been before, but it's been a while. Good food too.
We have a lot of folks that come out for the first time and say, "I'm going to come back." That was really neat. We're going to come back and see that again. The takeoff is one of the the FLW runs that like all of their professional tournaments, and in the morning you see all of these kids in the boats, and they kill all the engines and play the national anthem.
That's great.
And I was thinking, I guess it was Saturday morning, I was thinking, there's no one going to take a knee here. They're playing the national anthem, and no one here is going to take a knee.
No.
You don't have to worry about that with the bass fishing boys.
Love that. But, okay. Anything else? And we want to remind everybody again, your shows, listen to them here on Max 96.7. But Thursday mornings, Saturday mornings, maybe around 8. I hear them sometimes just,
noon on Friday maybe.
Just
in the noon hour
sometime. All the time, you'll be okay.
Yeah. But
Let's talk fishing and the outdoors.
Correct.
And you always have a guest on.
Always.
Yeah. Who's on this weekend?
We're going to talk to Scott Krieger, the winning coach from Pinckneyville.
Okay. But then that kid, at some point, you're going to have him on.
I am. I'm going to have that young man on. We're gonna find out why he's in that wheelchair, and we're going to talk fishing with him and let him tell the folks about his love for fishing.
Did you talk to his coach at all down here?
To his
coach?
I did not.
Yeah.
I talked to him and his parents.
All right. Okay, Croc, anything else? Another success for Carlisle and Carlisle Lake and the IHSA State Bass Fishing Tournament number 10. Pinckneyville, the Panthers claw their way to the championship.
Yep. Southern Illinois team, congrats to them.
Need to get a Clinton County 2 team in there next year.
I keep thinking we're due. We're due for one of them, and they come close. I mean, we've got some great young fishermen in the county.
You have the home lake advantage here, Croc.
We have some great young fishermen. They got to get through those sectionals.
That's true.
Coffee and Forbes, and those are tough ones.
That's also you got to win that first, or at least getting to the top.
We had a committee meeting. We were talking about we're getting so many schools anymore. We're thinking that maybe we're going to have to go the regional sectional route. We're going to
you mentioned that 2 or 3 years ago.
We're using about all of the lakes we can use for these sectionals. We're going to have to figure out how to weed this down a little bit, and it could be that there'll be a regional and a sectional.
Well, one good weekend of ciphering, and you'll have it figured out there, Croc.
They won't rely on me for that, I guarantee.
Mr. Computer, come on down. All right, hey, thanks so much for coming in again, okay?
Absolutely.
Al Crocker on scores and stuff and on fishing from Let's Talk Fishing and the Outdoors. That was Croc on the Johnston Jewelers guest mic. We got to shuffle off for just a bit, and we'll return with the Athlete of the Week.
Your full-line lawn and garden center is good old Plantland. For your complete needs from Fertilome fertilizers to plant products and much more, including Plantland's do-it-yourself 4 or 5 bag lawn care program and organic lawn care program. You can also scoop up bulk supplies of bird feed, vegetable seed, and grass seed, plus bulk mulches, rock, and flagstone. Plantland on Old U.S. Highway 50, 2 miles east of Breeze. Plantland, your local Fertilome dealer.
companies are hiring again. That's good news. Bad news, you don't have the skills they're looking for. Kaskaskia College can fix that. KC's welding technology program can set you up with the skills industries are looking for. More good news, classes are available at KC's Trenton Center or Crisp Technology Center. Call Sean Morris at 545-3406. The demand is there, the pay is there. Where are you? Kaskaskia College, your future starts here. Ready to change your life for the better? Take your first sip of Honest Water today. Start your free trial of Honest Water at purehonestwater.com or call 806-2081. That's 806-2081 or purehonestwater.com. At Honest Water, family comes first, and Honest Water wants you to be a part of their family. The goal is simple, to provide communities of Southern Illinois and St. Louis Metro with reliable, purified drinking water at an affordable price. Say goodbye to plastic water bottles and unpredictable tap water. Say hello to delicious, honest water. Start your free trial today at purehonestwater.com or call 806-2081. No contracts, no hidden cost, just pure, honest water. Call 806-2081 or purehonestwater.com.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Welcome back, everyone. Rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio on this Monday. Al Crocker is shuffled off after his stint on Scores and Stuff and on fishing. All about the IHSA State Bass Fishing Tournament this past weekend at Carlisle Lake. Your time is 6:42. It's time for the Athlete of the Week.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. You're the best.
The Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Easy In Travel and Breeze. Escape to paradise with Easy In Travel and Breeze. Call 526-2201 and by Little Augie's Pizza in Breeze. The choice for pizza, pasta, and more. Call 526-7040.
Yes. That time drop was brought to you by Breeze Furniture, Jan's Uniforms. Our Athlete of the Week is Central Cougar softball pitcher Olivia Wesselman. She fired a one-hitter in the team's regional victory over Mater Dei, and then she earned the win in the regional championship game over Newton Saturday. She also helped herself at the plate. The senior went 2 for 4 in that game with a double. She stole a couple of bases and scored 3 times. So Olivia Wesselman is the Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week. She will stick a $10 gift certificate from Little Augie's Pizza in Breeze. Will return, and don't forget John Grunnert still on the board.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Southern Bus and Mobility is your Braun Ability dealer in Breeze. Braun Ability features the broadest lineup of wheelchair-accessible vehicles with more brands, entry types, features, and price points than any other manufacturer in the industry. See for yourself at Southern Bus and Mobility why a new or certified pre-owned wheelchair-accessible Braun Ability vehicle is the only way to go. Call 526-4131 or stop by just east of Breeze on Old Route 50. This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlisle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, St. Joseph Hospital Breeze, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman and Hardy's locations in Breeze and Carlisle, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and Area CC Food Marts. WCXO Sports since 1999. The sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, the Westland Warriors, and now the Christ Our Rock Silver Stallions.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio on this Monday. Of course, the Central Cougars are headed for the Casey sectional tomorrow night, where they'll take on Casey or T-Town in sectional play, so good luck to them. And from the girls' state track and field championships last week, Carly Utter of MD took 12th in the high jump, and Christina Helms was 7th in the 300 low hurdles, so they did fantastic. Congratulations to them. A few Clinton County athletes, of course, have earned berths in this weekend's 1A state boys meet too, so good luck to them as they charge up north too. John Grunner, just around this corner.
If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
If you love quality handcrafted wines, visit 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. You'll enjoy the fruit flavors of their wines while relaxing in a beautiful country setting with family and friends. The Reserve Wine List humbly wears the label of the grapes grown in the family-owned vineyard. 12 Oaks Vineyard is open for tastings from 1 until 6 every Saturday and Sunday, or by appointment at 594-7459. 12 Oaks Vineyard at 18975 Vogel Road, just 3 miles south of Carlisle, and at 12oaksvineyard.com.
Listen to this incredible Mastercraft deal from Best One Tire and Service. Buy 3 select Mastercraft tires and get the 4th tire free. You heard right. Buy 3 select Mastercraft tires and the 4th tire is free. Includes the popular LSR Grand Touring, Corsair HSX Tour, and Mastercraft SRT Touring. Plus, fill out a Best One credit card app and get an oil change for just $19.95. Best One Tire and Service, 13912 Best One Drive in Breeze.
Mastercraft Buy 3 Get 1 free offer requires installation of Best One 1995 oil changes with Valvoline conventional oil up to 5 quarts. Oil disposal fee extra. See store for complete details.
Improve your vehicle's performance, extend its lifetime, and maintain resale value with the spring service special from Best One Tire and Service. Just $49.95 gets you a full service oil change, lubrication and filter, belts and hoses checked, battery and charging system checked, fluids checked and filled, new front wiper blades on most vehicles, a tread inspection and tire rotation, all for only $49.95. Make sure your vehicle is ready for spring and summer with Best One Tire and Service. 13912 Best One Drive in Breeze.
Welcome to our music warehouse. Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs. Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
Welcome back into the Bird Watson Health Mart studio for one last time here. Rip on hand. We've heard from Alan Crocker a couple of times. Now let's tip the Johnston Jewelers guest line for Trenton and Westland Warriors baseball coach John Grunner. John, welcome back.
Thank you, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, and we've got you on the horn a bit too soon. You know, it happens too often, I suppose, for just about everybody. It's tough to be that last team standing, but it's several days now after your team saw the season come too close. Man, you suffered a tough loss to Alton Marquette in your regional championship game, 2-1.
Yeah, we didn't execute. You know, that's what it boils down to. You got to make routine plays, and you got to be able to get a bunt down, execute things, and we didn't do it. And in a close game, that cost you. So
it was the little things. They scored 2 in that bottom of the 7th. I saw, John, where you had 4 errors in the game. 1 or 2 occurred in that inning.
Yeah, we had a leadoff batter got on a ground ball to short, and we threw it in the dirt, and that's how the leadoff guy got on, and that kind of opened the door. They bunted into second, and then a base hit, and they had first and third, and we had to come in with the infield, and they stole second, which we couldn't really make a play on anyway and throw the ball around. So then they had second and third, and we got a strikeout, and had 2 outs, second and third, and first pitch to the next batter, and he got a base hit, scored 2, and that was it. Game over.
You were then 1 out, and that's baseball too, isn't it? But yeah, 2 RBIs.
Absolutely.
And that was the win. Then Seth Nass, he deserved better apparently, didn't he? He was pretty sharp.
Yeah, he threw the ball well and probably pitched the best game of the year that from his perspective and what he did for us. And we just didn't hit. We had 3 hits, and that's the bottom line. And like I said, we had first and second, nobody out in the sixth, and tried to bunt and couldn't get a bunt down. And next guy up hit a fly ball to the outfield that would have scored a run, and gave us 2 runs and made it a little easier. And we just didn't do it. That's baseball. You got to execute, and you got to do the little things right.
But that was the best outing, you think, for Seth, huh? And he's done really fine on the year. A low ERA, a lot of innings, a lot of Ks, stuff like that.
Yeah, but he definitely, he controlled the game and pitched all game and was in control, and he threw the ball extremely well. And it's just one of those deals where we didn't hit enough, and he made 1 pitch and gave up the hit in the 7th, and that's it. If we make the play to start the inning, it's a different inning.
How about the Marquette Explorers hurler, John? He must have been pretty salty as well, huh?
Yeah, they're pretty solid. I'm over here watching now. We had to move the championship game at a regional over to
I was wondering about
Fallon.
that, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we got rain, and Altoff was up 5-1 going into the 7th, and with 1 out, Marquette rallied back and scored 4 and tied it up. And then in the top of the 8th, Altoff went out and scored 7.
Oh,
and
man.
And now Marquette's got bases loaded, and I don't think they got anybody out yet.
Oh, goodness!
And they got to run in, so they're making a rally coming back here, but they're down 6 yet with 1 out. Is it? They got 1, nobody out. They got first and third with 1, nobody out, and got to run in. So
goodness! And the winner goes to the Flora sectional.
Yes, sir. The winner goes to the Flora sectional, and they'll play T-Town and see what they end up there.
Man, I tell you what, all of your games, including this one now, they were all good, pretty hotly contested over at the Westland Regional, weren't they?
Absolutely. We won the first game 6-4, and then we got beat 2-1, and Altoff beat Piasaw by a run.
Yeah, 4-3 there.
And it went down to the wire. Altoff scored 2 in the 7th to take the lead, and Piasaw came back and scored a run and had runners on. And it was a really good tight regional. So it's good baseball to watch. It's fun.
You've had to do this particular thing before, of course, John. As I say, most every team does. I mean, the season comes to an end. That's what happens. But what did you tell your team after? I mean, you were so close to advancing yet again, and in this case to the championship game, but that 1 run shy.
Yeah, it's a tough defeat, and we had 2 seniors, so it's kind of tough on those kids. Nass was a senior, and Mick Stevens was a senior, and for those kids, it really hurt. But for the rest of them, they're coming back, and they got to learn from it. They got to, hopefully it puts a fire in their stomach, and they remember what this feels like, and you get that same situation next year, you execute and do a little better, and don't come out on a short end. And I mean, there's really no words to say when you can beat 2-1 on a walk-off. There's nothing you can tell them that's going to make them feel any better, and you just say learn from it and move on. That's all you can do. That's baseball. It is.
And if you love the game, those losses stick with you for a long time. I think I told you before. I literally am. I'm still mad about losing the 74 championship game over at Beckmar in American Legion Bowl to Highland in the division tournament.
Yeah,
we were up 1 game to none. We lost 2 in a row, and Highland went to the state and did well. That just sticks in your grind there, man.
Yeah, you don't forget those things, and like I said, hopefully it lights a fire under them, and they work a little harder and improve during the summer and come back with a good attitude next year, and are able to learn from it, put it behind them, and move on and make them better. And that's life too. I mean, it's life lessons. Baseball teaches you a lot about life in general. It's not just on the field, but things that happen in the workplace and at school and all over. So hopefully they learn a lesson the tough way.
It won't always go smoothly, that's for sure. And
no,
I think you capped it off 14-16 was the overall mark, John.
14-16, right? Yeah, and we played very well the last 2 weeks of the season. Our 3 losses, we had a 3-0 loss to Salem, and that was a tough game. And then we got beat by Nashville 5-4 in 8 innings, and then get beat by Marquette. So I think we finished 8-3 in the last 2 weeks, and so we were better at the end than we were in the beginning, and that's all you can ask.
And at the very end of the slate, 5 in a row and 7 of 9 before the regional, the semifinal game there, as it turned out. So you put on you peaked at the right time, and you were there, of course.
Right, and like I said, we had a chance to win it, and we didn't get a chance, and I think we would have competed well against Altoff and had a chance to win that game too if we'd got by the first one, but it didn't happen. That's, you look at all the Clinton County teams and Carlisle, everybody, Mater Dei, Central. Central lost 2-1, and there's some tough losses there. And Greenville went ahead and won their regional today, and that's a surprise. I don't think anybody picked them to win. And
they were the 7th seed, weren't they?
Yeah, and they snuck through and were able to win. And that's baseball. You got to get out at the right time, and you got to get a few breaks go your way.
And those breaks can come, unlike in many cases basketball and football. It is so difficult to predict baseball. I mean, and who's pitching, all kinds of different situations.
Right, and with the rain, I think that's messed a lot of people up too, and it helped some teams. Where they could, a guy they threw on Wednesday, if you didn't play, you could come back and throw him on Monday like today, and I'm pretty sure that's probably what Greenville did, and that helped them with the rain, the weather. So
that was surprising, and I guess it shouldn't be in one way, but all really nice teams. But boy, our locals just boom, quick, one and done.
Right.
In most cases, you did get that one victory. So, but I mean, in many seasons, there are one or two, even three that move on for another round or so or longer.
Right, absolutely, and it just was a tough year all the way around. And weather-wise, it was tough to get going and to get in a groove. And finally, towards the end, the weather warmed up and we got to play. And I asked the kids last night, we had our banquet, and I said, how many times did we actually practice outside on our field? And I don't think it was more than 7.
Probably not.
7 legitimate practices that we had on our field where we could practice and do what we had to do. And, it makes it tough, too. You can't get outside to do the things you got to do, and you got to try to do things during the course of a game, and that's not easy.
You locked up a 3-7 mark in conference play in Columbia, without a doubt. The class of the Cahokia at 10-0, 26-27 wins. I didn't look. I suppose they're still in the post.
Oh yeah, they're getting ready to play.
They'll be starting.
They'll be starting. Yeah, they'll be starting this week. They were solid top to bottom, pitching, everything athletic. Kids who could swing it, played good defense, and they beat O'Fallon earlier in the year too. And that's a pretty manly task when you come over to O'Fallon and knock them off. So.
Seth and
not an easy thing to do.
No, no, and that's about the same I've heard from everybody. They were just dominant. That's one of those years, and they're in there a lot, of course. But Seth was the probably your number one guy on the mound, or is it Parker? Is it Durgan?
I think Parker and Seth both were our 1A, 1B guys. Parker did a great job, threw the ball well, changed speeds. I think Seth has better stuff overall, but I think Parker pitched, as far as moving the ball around and doing things. So they were very comparable, very comparable.
And you know what? You take away that last game, so that's where he got the advantage in innings by about 10 over Parker, too. So they were right there. And Parker's earned run average at 2. You had some nice pitching there, maybe not quite enough offense in some cases. But, hey, what about this freshman? You brought him up before, Philip Berberick, right?
Right.
What a campaign, man.
Yeah, he swung the bat well for us. DH played a little bit of second base, and he had a great year, and we look forward to having him back. And he just gets up there and swings it. He's not afraid, and he's going to help us down the road. There's no doubt about that. He led us average-wise and had about half as many at-bats. He had 50, 60 at-bats, I think, over the course of the year, and came up midway, and from he took off and never really slowed down.
353. Yeah, I think he met the minimum requirements there, right?
Right, he absolutely did.
It's going to be interesting to see how he does over the next few years, and most or maybe all of you guys will be playing some baseball throughout these summer months, right, John?
Absolutely. Hopefully they work on things and get better, like we said, and come back a little bigger, stronger, and we got a good nucleus returning, so hopefully next year will be a little bit better for us.
Does Seth have a college future on the diamond?
Yeah, he's going to Lewis and Clark.
Oh, is he? Okay. To play for Randy Martz, huh?
And Randy Martz was my pitching coach at SIUE for a year, so
he was.
I know Randy well. Yep.
Yeah, as I was saying, I was trying to think if Randy was still going to be around, or so he's not going to give that up for a little while yet over on the JUCO scene.
Not that I know of. As far as I know, he's going to be there for at least one more year.
He was always doing that double duty with the Grizzlies and that for a long time, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
So he coached you at SIUE. Yeah. The old Cubby, that old Cubby. So that's good. But hey, appreciate your time, especially since you're out at the regional championship. So it's from Trenton over out west a bit tonight. And what's the latest there, John? Is it
game over? Althoff wins.
They did win. So the Crusaders.
Althoff won.
Okay,
yes, they did.
The Crusaders advance. So congratulations to those guys. So hey, thanks for coming on as always, John. Appreciate it every spring for sure, and have a good off season. Will you be doing some coaching this summer then?
No, sir. Hunting, fishing, play a little golf. You know,
I didn't know
cut some
you were a
grass.
golf. I didn't know you. Yeah, I knew you cut grass because I think we caught you out there for an interview one time.
Yes, you did. Because I forgot. I'm getting old too.
All right, John. Thanks, man.
All right, take care.
See ya. John Grunert of the Westland Baseball Warriors. Thanks to him and, of course, to Al Crocker on fishing and through scores and stuff, too. Wednesday night, we return with Central Cougars softball coach Gigi Corman. And from the Aviston Aces, their new manager, Dennis Rockers, has retired. Kind of. I think he's coaching Legion. Don't quote me. I just heard around. But Ryan Cooper will be with us from the Aviston Aces on Wednesday night and somebody else. We'll see you then. This is Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 Wcxo.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Brett's Wildlife Lodge and Winery in Carlisle. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Nordike Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. McKendree University in Lebanon. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. Good Old Plant Land. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7.